Hi everybody, my name is Brittany of Britzy Thrift. I am a reseller on Poshmark and welcome to my December 2023 What Sold video. So I'm very pleased with this month because this was not only the highest selling month of 2023 for me, but it was also the highest selling month for me ever. So I'm talking about sales, not profit. I did actually hit my goal and I will let you know what that was at the end of the video. And also just take a look at my progress from last year to this year. But right now I'm just going to show you what sold for my Poshmark closet in the month of December. I actually did not get any eBay sales, which is not surprising, but I'm very pleased with the sales that I did get on Poshmark. On the first, I sold this Tory Burch 100% silk floral, very bohemian print, long sleeve dress. It had some good stretch to it. I paid $5.24. It sold for $50 and I got a profit of $34.76. Also on the first, I sold this Nike ACG size medium gray quarter zip pullover. I paid $4.17. It sold for $25 and I got a profit of $15.83. This was actually a really good sale because I did not have this for long. This was a Vineyard Vines new with tag size for red plaid mini skirt. It was called the Jolly Taffeta Party Skirt. I paid $4.50. It sold for $73 and I got a profit of $53.90. So a big difference from the more plain Vineyard Vine skirt that I sold before. I think it was just a plain, very small size navy blue skirt that sat forever. This one was absolutely not that. I think the style just really sold it for the holidays and I'm glad that it went to its new home. On the third, okay, Bolo notebooks. This is a good brand to be on the lookout for. I'd never heard of it before. It just stood out to me and then I felt it and it felt like good quality. So I looked up the comps. There were not that many listed and the solds were really good. So this was a great sale. So this is called Tracksmith and it was a size small. It was a cream color half zip running vest. And I picked it up for $5.58. It sold for $120. Okay, so that's really good, right? I got a profit of $90.42. And here's the thing. It sold within 4 hours full price. Like I remember I listed it that morning and then midday we gone grocery shopping and I turned on my phone and I got the congratulations notification. So it flew as soon as I listed it. So definitely be on the lookout for Tracksmith. The logo is like a little gold bunny rabbit. I think I saw 2 different prints of like the brand tag. So be on the lookout for both. But definitely a good brand. I sold this Pearl Izumi, another amazing sale because I plucked it out of the $2 bin and I haven't had in the past the best luck with Pearl Izumi, but this did phenomenally well. So it's a Pearl Izumi Select women's size large sleeveless triathlon / cycling suit. I paid $2.15. It sold for $69 and I got a profit of $53.05. So amazing. To have only paid $2.15 for it, that was great. This next one, I'm glad to see it go. I've had it for a long time. I still think that it was a really cute purse, but it just sat for a really long time. So this was a Fossil burnt orange leather shoulder bag. Really pretty, kind of like bohemian, boho style. I paid $2.34. It sold for $12 and I got a profit of $6.71. I think I like the brand Fossil, but it just doesn't sell very well for me. And I was hoping that it would sell well for me, but it just hasn't. So I stopped picking up Fossil, but I'm glad that this purse found a new home. I really like that orange color and the leather felt like really good quality. So nice purse, just did not perform as well as I thought it would. Then on the 4th, I sold this flax size medium 100% linen brown striped lagan look dress. I like flax. They're very minimalist, lagan look. Relaxed, just very chill. Linen is a nice breathable material. This did have a little bit of a flaw on the side of the dress. I didn't notice till I got home. The side of the dress actually had like a strip where, I don't know, the brown was a little bit lighter than the rest of the dress. Still, I paid $5.58. It sold for $40 and I got a profit of $26.42. Then I sold this pair of Crocs. This was a size 8. Black Sexy T-strap was the name of the style. I have sold them before. They're just this pair of flat thong sandals. I paid $4.29. They sold for $44 and I got a profit of $30.91. This is my second time selling this exact pair of sandals. The other ones were black, the other ones were the same style, and they sold for about the same amount. So every time I see this particular style, I'm going to continue to pick it up. On the 6th, I sold this 3-pack of Deborah Weitzner hospital socks. So there were 3 colors, just like pink, blue, and I forgot what the other color was, but they were really, really fuzzy, very cozy socks. I paid $1.06 for them out of that $2 bin, and they sold for $10, and I got a profit of $5.99. On the 7th, I sold this Risen Los Angeles size 26/3, depending on if you're talking about women's or juniors, but it's the same size. Distressed blue crop jeans, I paid $3.75. They sold for $18, and I got a profit of $10.65. Then I sold this Ralph Lauren size medium red crest embroidered sweater. I had this for a really long time. I thought that the crest would sell it, but it didn't. I paid $5.24. It sold for $17, and I got a profit of $8.36. Then on the 8th, I sold this Nike size medium black hoodie with a camouflage swoosh. It was the Thermafit. I paid $1.80 for it out of that $2 bin. It sold for $12, and I got a profit of $7.25. Then another Nike sold. This was another Nike ACG, and this was a size large teal half zip thermal layer 2 pullover. I paid $5.24. It sold for $28, and I got a profit of $17.16. So I do still like Nike ACG. I do think it has a following. I think it does make for good bread and butter, so I will continue to pick it up when I find it. Lastly, on the 8th, I sold this bundle. So this was a Farm Rio extra small plaid floral green jumpsuit. It did have a flaw because it had like a hole or a tear in the bottom, like in the seat, which I disclosed. The bundle also consisted of this Sorel size 8 tan Torpedo 2 Gladiator lace-up sandals. I did not have these for long. I pretty much just listed them when I got this offer. Then there was this pair of Timberland size 7.5 tan Earth Keepers boots. They had like a shearling lining, so very warm. In total, I paid $14.86 for all 3 of these items. Got an offer of $80, and I got a profit of $49.14. On the 9th, I did sell a very old item, but I still think that it was a very pretty sweater. So this was a Broadway 38 new with tag size medium, sort of furry eyelash animal print sweater. I got it from Ross some years ago, actually, for $2.15 when they were having like this major clearance. I sold it for $22 and got a profit of $15.45. And I did get a really good love note for this item. She's enjoying this sweater, so thank you so much for your purchase, and I'm glad that you like it. Also on the 9th, I sold this. Okay, this is cool. You might have seen this when I was in my storage unit if you watched that video, but if not, I was a little worried about selling Cole Haan because I had a bad experience before where Cole Haan kind of took a really long time to sell, and I said I would never pick it up again. But I saw these shoes. They were a pair of size 13 red-orange Oxford shoes for men. I paid $4.29. They sold for $25, and I got a profit of $15.71. So I did not have to sit on them for long. Nothing like the other ones that I had, so I'm glad that they went off to their new home, and I hope that he's enjoying them. Then on the 10th, I sold this Bell Point size large pink festive holiday check sweater. I paid $5.24. It sold for $20, and I got a profit of $10.76. So this is a sweater that I actually had to relist. I didn't want to donate it because I thought it was so cute, but I did refresh the photos and make them a little bit brighter, a little more clean, and finally it sold for this holiday season, so I'm glad. Then I sold this pair of Anu size 9 black patent leather lace-up shoes. I have sold this brand before in a pair of sandals, and I remembered the brand selling well before. So I paid $4.29. They sold for $30, and I got a profit of $19.71. So I'm going to keep picking up Anu. I don't find it often, but I would keep picking it up because I think it does sell. Also on the 10th, I sold this pair of Versace 1969. I'm going to try to say this. Italia Abbigliamento Sportivo size 30 dusty tie-dye jeans. I paid $4.17. They sold for $60, and I got a profit of $43.83. I have sold these jeans before. I remember before on the label it only says 1969 Italia, Italia, blah blah blah. I had to do research to realize that they were actually Versace. So it's like a diffusion line of Versace or something, but it's worth picking up if you find it. On the 11th, I sold this Burton Dry Ride Boys size medium 1012 blue snow jacket. It was a room to grow jacket, like a snowboard jacket, and there was a way to lengthen the sleeves for, you know, when your child is growing, you don't have to, you know, you can hang on to the jacket a little bit longer because you can let out the sleeves. I was pretty harshly overcharged for this. It only should have been about $3 and some change, but the cashier made a mistake and I didn't catch it. So they charged me $9.12, but it sold for $53 and I got a profit of $33.28. So hallelujah, made my money back. That was a boo-boo, but it still worked out in the end. Would I keep picking up Burton? I don't think so, because after I sold this one, I went shopping and I actually found another boys snowboard dry ride jacket, and I considered it, but I was just like, no, I think I just kind of got lucky when I sold this one, and I really don't want to do that again, so I left it behind. Also on the 11th, I sold this Jeffrey Bean size medium brown mohair blend striped Coogee style sweater. I paid $5.58. It sold for $36 and I got a profit of $23.22. So I kind of just wanted to see when I picked this up if sweaters with other brands, like if it had that same sort of Coogee look, but it was a different brand other than Coogee, would it actually still sell? This one I think did fine. So I guess it just depends. Maybe the mohair is what sold it. I'm not sure, but this one, if I found it and it had a good, you know, makeup again, I would pick it up if it had that Coogee style. But I guess it's just about like looking at the factors of each individual piece. Then I sold this Wonder Woman size medium Fair Isle sweater, holiday sweater. I remember picking it up because I just thought it was so cool, and I was like, okay, somebody's gonna love this. That's a Wonder Woman fan. I paid $5.24. It sold for $42, and I got a profit of $28.36. Then I sold on the 12th this Madewell Nuitag 1X Twill Sophia midi dress. It was in sort of like a pale navy blue color. I paid $4.17 for it. It sold for $75 and I got a profit of $55.83. And she gave me a love note. I think she said that it fits perfectly and was in great condition. So thank you so much for your purchase, and I'm glad you're enjoying the dress. Also on the 12th, I sold this pair of Skechers size 7. They were a tan, suede, or nubuck. I'm not really sure what the difference between suede and nubuck is. I have to look it up. But it was a rounded square toe sneaker. I paid $3.96. It sold for $40 and I got a profit of $28.04. So that's really good. These shoes were actually in really good condition. I do see Skechers often, Skechers and New Balance, but I think I just picked it up because I thought that they were in good condition and they just look kind of cute. This is a pair of bound overalls. They were Nuitags and a size 24W. They were jean overalls. I paid $5.24. They sold for $18 and I got a profit of $9.16. I think I just picked them up because they were Nuitags and they were plus size. And these actually have really good reviews on Amazon. It's saying that they're really comfortable. I thought that I would get more, but I sat on them for longer, so I just went on and took this offer. Hopefully they're enjoying them, and I hope they're as comfortable as the reviews suggest. I sold this Harley Davidson size small metallic red plaid button-down shirt. This was cross-posted for a long time between eBay and Poshmark. It says that it's free. Like, I guess maybe they forgot to ring it up at the register, but it sold for $14, and I got a profit of $11.05. Also on the 13th, I sold this pair of Crocs, size 7 for women. They were purple gray, and they were floral print, and they had some lining inside. They weren't in the best condition. The lining inside did have some wear, but I paid $3.96. They sold for $21, and I got a profit of $12.84. I think I just kind of liked them because they were purple flowers, and purple is my favorite color. I like flowers, so I was like, oh, those are cute. Then I sold this Universal Studios size small Cat in the Hat blue jean button-down shirt. So I had it for a long time, probably about 2 years, and when I looked it up, I saw a sold comp for $40, and that's why I picked it up. I didn't know that it was going to take me 2 years to get that $40, but I'm glad that I finally arrived. So I paid $4.17, sold for $40, and I got a profit of $27.83. I sold this The Pyramid Collection size 1X black gray turtleneck asymmetrical zip sweater. I paid $4.50. It sold for $30, and I got a profit of $19.83. So I do like the pyramid collection. I don't pick it up every single time. I have passed on a few lately, but if it's a plus size and I think it's kind of an interesting style, then I'll grab it. Oh, this next one is kind of funny actually. This was completely on me why, I had this for so long, but whatever. Lesson learned. So on the 14th, I sold this pair of, actually, it was 22 pairs of Bombas socks. They were black ankle socks in a size small. I received these for free when I was shopping at By the Pound because they had like a whole bunch of them and they were giving them away by the bag loads. So I received this pack of small socks, and they were too small for me. So the next time I went shopping, they gave me a size medium, like with my purchase. So I've been wearing those, but I've been holding on to this size small pack for like forever. And I kept saying, I'll list it eventually. I'll list it eventually. 2 years later, they've been like tucked away and I still hadn't listed it. And I came across them and I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to list this. So I finally got them listed. They sold within one day for $100. So I paid nothing for them. They sold for $100 and I got a profit of $80. They could have been out of here, but I don't know. I tucked them away and I just didn't list them. So there you go. Then I sold this pair of Freddie WR period up. Freddie WR up. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say it. It's a weird name, but Freddie WR up is what I call it. This is a size 4 green low-rise leggings. I paid $4.50 for them. They sold for $45 and I got a profit of $31.50. I have sold these before, one time before. I do not find them often. This is only the second time that I found them. And I was hoping that they would still have the same, popularity that they did the first time I found them. And they did, because I didn't have them for long. And $45 is a great, return for something I only paid $4.50 for. On the 15th, I sold this Bray Steve Allen pair of jeans. They were a size 36 men's jeans. They kind of look like black tie-dye, and they were called the Einstein style. So I paid $4.50 for them. They sold for $50 and I got a profit of $35.50. Somebody did try to give me an offer of $25 like earlier on for them, and I tried to counter them and I lost the sale. So I'm so happy that I didn't break and that I went ahead on and like waited, and that I finally got this $50 sale, because I'm much happier with this obviously than $25. So then on the 15th, I sold this Madewell size 30 Road Tripper skinny flare jeans. I paid $4.50 for them. They sold for $46 and I got a profit of $32.30. Since then, I've been seeing a lot of Madewell Road Tripper jeans, but they're not all flare. So I think I picked these up because I like the size of them. 30 is a good size and the condition was good. And the fact that they were flare was mainly the reason why. But I've seen like just different versions of the Road Tripper, and I think I recently picked up one that was like a straight leg. So we're going to see how that sells compared to this one. Then on the 17th, I sold this Artisania EDM alpaca hooded Fair Isle fringe sweater. I just thought it was really interesting. I had no idea what the brand was. It just looked really cool when I saw it in the store, so I grabbed it. I paid $5.24 for it. It sold for $33 and I got a profit of $21.16. Then I sold this Hiroshi Kato size 33. These were the pin slim style blue jeans. They had a flaw. The pocket lining was had a hole in it, which I disclosed. I paid $4.17. They sold for $75 and I got a profit of $55.83. So that's really good. I actually have another pair. I think it's a black pair. This was the blue pair that sold. But the black pair is still listed in my closet, so hopefully I'll get about the same amount for those two. Then I sold this Rain Spooner size large short sleeve blue. This was the commemorative classic floral Hawaiian button-down shirt. I always pick up Rain Spooner because it has done well for me in the past, and this shirt in particular was very pretty. So I paid $4.50 for it. It sold for $40. Ugh, did I say that weird? It sold for $40 and I got a profit of $27.50. So I will continue to pick it up. Then I sold this pair of Doc Martens size 11 men's Langston Black Patrol boots. They did not have laces. They were pretty cool because they look like oil spill basically. I'm not saying that oil spill is cool or anything. I'm just saying like it looked very iridescent like oil. I paid $4.29 for them. They sold for $65 and I got a profit of $47.71. These were actually a more rare style of Doc Marten, but they were not in the best condition. They did have some creasing and a little bit of peeling, so I let them go for $65. I think if they had been in better condition, I probably could have gotten like 100 or more, but I'm happy with $65 and I hope he's happy with his boots. On the 20th, wow, I got a Spanx sale, so it's an ongoing battle with Spanx and me. But I sold this pair. So this is a pair of Spanx size 28 5-pocket flare. So again, flare is a good style to pick up. A pair of blue jeans. I picked them up for $4.50. Got an offer of $48 and got a profit of $33.90. This next sale was an example of me just kind of doing some research while I was in the store and taking a chance. Again, kind of like the Tracksmith running vest. So I'd never heard of this. This was called Morella. And it was a size 4 pair of black flare pants. I just knew that it said made in Italy and they felt like good quality, so I decided to take a chance on them. I paid $4.17. They sold for $90 and I got a profit of $67.83. So be on the lookout for Morella. On the 21st, this was a phenomenal sale. My heart was racing. I was like, please let her be happy with these, but the order is complete and I assume she's happy. So this was a pair of Nilly Loughton size 6 wide leg pants, and I disclosed in the listing that I didn't know if these were blue or gray. I paid $4.50 for them. They sold for $225. That's amazing. And I got a profit of $175.85. It's funny because, well, this was on my BOLO list, so I was aware of it for a while, but I did know that Target, it's one of Target's collaboration brands. Like, if you find Nilly Loughton by herself, you're in for the money. But if you find Nilly Loughton for Target, that's a diffusion and it's more affordable and you may get money for it, but just not like this. Since I sold this, I've actually been finding Nilly Loughton for Target a little bit more, and it's like I get excited because I'm like, you know, and then I pull it down like the pants a little bit more or the shirt or whatever, and then I'll see like the little Target symbol and I'm like, oh, you know, but it's all good. At least I can say that I have sold Nilly Loughton and it worked out great. Then I sold this HBO New Attack Game of Thrones red large holiday sweater. I had a feeling that somebody was going to want this. It was pretty cool because I think it said something like, I drink and I know things on the front. So I paid $5.24. It sold for $52 and I got a profit of $36.36. On the 22nd, I sold this Boutique by Corky's size 8 blue ankle boots. They were called the Kippy style. I paid $3.93 for them. They sold for $35 and I got a profit of $24.07. I love these boots. I thought they were adorable because they reminded me a lot of the boots that Coraline. There's a cartoon movie that I really like called Coraline, and there's a part in there where she was wearing some blue boots because she has blue hair, and I don't know, these boots just kind of reminded me of that, so I thought they were really cool. On the 24th, I sold this pair of Veronica Beard size 27. These were the Beverly Skinny Flare High Rise, and they had a button fly blue jeans. I paid $4.50 for them. They sold for $140, so another phenomenal sale. And I got a profit of $107.50. Then, right after that, I was like, again? Like, this is such a good month for me. Like, every time I was just like, oh, really? On the 26th, I sold this Johnny Was 3J Workshop size large plaid tribal embroidered button shirt. I paid $4.17 for it. It sold for $140 also, and I got a profit of $107.83. So I've been kind of trying to figure out the different lines of Johnny Was, because he has different ones where it's like 3J Workshop, then there's just straight up Johnny Was, and there were, I think, a couple of other ones because I want to be able to recognize them when I'm out. I think I just found out about one that's like his active line or something. But I just want to make sure that I know what I'm looking at when I'm out looking around, because it might not be as obvious. But usually you'll see really pretty embroidery on Johnny Was pieces, and that's what caught my attention. Actually, I found this one in the $2 bin, and I just grabbed it, and I was like, I don't care if it's actually $2 or not, I'm going to get it. When I got to the register, they were like, oh, sorry, this is regular price. You still want it? And I'm like, absolutely, throw it in there. I'm getting this. So Totally worth it. Whether it was $5 or $2, $140 sale is totally worth it. Also on the 26th, I sold this Free People size small gray mock neck balloon sleeve high low kind of a chunky knit sweater. I think it was called the Sweetheart sweater. I paid $5.24 for it, got an offer for $29, and I got a profit of $17.96. So $29 is fine. I was expecting to get a little bit more, but I'm happy with what I got. But this is why you do have to kind of be picky about Free People. I mean, I thought it was cute enough to sell, and it did, obviously, but I think there's a lot of Madewell, and there's a lot of Free People and Anthropologie, so it's like I try my best to be picky about what I'm picking up from those brands. On the 27th, I sold this pair of Levi's size 26 wedgie straight button fly faded black jeans. I paid $4.50 for them. They sold for $25, and I got a profit of $15.50. Again, I thought that Levi's would sell for more, but especially being wedgie and being straight, but they sat. I think Levi's might be getting a little saturated too. Not to say not to pick them up, but I guess you just have to adjust your expectation for what you're going to get for them. Then I sold this Kate Spade New Tag extra large dried rose was the name of the color. It was a quilted coat, and it did have a flaw, so it kind of looked like it needed to be washed. I don't know, it had some spots on it, but it just kind of looked like all over. If you just washed it, I'm sure it's fine, but I paid up for it for me, because usually I only do like an average of $5, but I paid $16.11 for this coat. It sold for $95, and I got a profit of $59.89. So really good. Got my money back for it. It was a good risk to take, you know. Then on the 28th, I sold this Mansfield Hotel and Spa. This was a one size brown faux fur, very heavy, luxurious, fancy, just really nice robe. I paid $5.24. It sold for $46, and I got a profit of $31.56. So sometimes robes are a good pickup if they feel really nice. It can be worth it. This is a sale that I recently rephotographed when I was going through my storage unit, and I was trying to pick out things to like rephotograph, hoping to move them. Hallelujah, this one finally moved. So this is called Samuel Hubbard, and it had a Vibram sole. They're just these size 10 brown suede men's slip-on shoes. I'm not sure if you call them loafers, but that's what's coming to mind. I paid $1.07 for them at By the Pound many moons ago. They sold for $20, and I got a profit of $14.93. So I'm glad that they are out. They did have some suede wear, but Vibram is a good, it's a good rubber sole to have on shoes. So, you know, I hope that he's happy with his shoes, and I'm glad that they are gone. Samuel Hubbard actually has really good, or at least it did have good comps. That's why I picked it up in the first place. But judging by my experience with these shoes, I probably would not grab it again. Then on the 29th, I sold this Wild Fox size medium red future stay-at-home dog mom sweatshirt. I almost kept this for myself because I like dogs, and I have a dog, and I thought it was cool. But I put it up for sale. I got it out of the $2 bin. I paid $1.81 for it. Sold for $35, and I got a profit of $26.19. Then this next sale, another really good sale. This was the Patagonia Nuitag 36 by 30 Iron Forge hemp overalls for men. I paid $5.60 for them. They sold for $112, and I got a profit of $84. So that's great. I had to stand my ground on this. I kept getting offers of $80 and then $90, and one person in particular was being, you know, very adamant about getting it for $80 because he kept sending me the $80 offer. And I know most people probably would have blocked, but the thing is, I try not to block people when they keep sending offers, because for me that's free advertisement. So even if I know I'm not going to let it go for $80, or if I know that somebody keeps sending me low offers and we're not going to meet in the middle, I do not block them, because I feel like it sends a bat signal out. You know, like, hey, there's activity on this listing, or hey, like, you know, somebody's interested in this listing, and usually the right buyer comes along shortly after. So I don't like to block people that are doing that, because they're helping me. You know, I just have to engage and like try to answer questions. I don't always answer questions, but I try to answer questions, and I do always counter offer. So I'm not big on blocking people unless they're just being ridiculous or extremely rude or whatever. So luckily the right buyer came along for these Patagonia overalls, and I'm loving the sale. Lastly, I sold this Revelry size 4 emerald green velvet maxi dress. It's a bridesmaid's dress. I actually had 2 of these. The other one was like new, and this one I could tell had been worn. So the other one sold a long time ago. This one, I'm glad that it finally sold. Last sale of the year. So I paid $7.39 for it. It sold for $40, and I got a profit of $24.61. So I have seen Revelry since I've had these 2 dresses, but because this one was taking a while to sell, I haven't been picking it up. Same with the other one, Birdie Gray. I tried that, but I'm just not a fan of picking up bridesmaids dresses anyway, because it's a lot more to have to photograph. They're really long, and I don't know. It's a little bit more work for me, so I kind of steer away from them. Okay, so time for the totals. In December 2023, I sold $2,710. So my cost of goods for what sold was $241.20, and my profit was $1,924.93. So I'm very proud, because this is not only my highest selling month for 2023, but I have never made this much, or I've never sold. Let me make the difference between sold and profit. So this isn't what's going into my bank account. This is just what sold, like gross. I've never sold this much before in a month. So I'm very proud. Now I want to take a look at the progress that I've made between 2022 and 2023. So I'm very happy, because if I'm going to put a picture here of my bar chart, last year, well, 2022, I sold $12,640. My goal was to sell $20,000 in 2023, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not, but I kept focusing on it because I was like, no, let's just at least keep imagining that number. Officially, I have sold $20,316 in 2023. So I made it plus some. That's a $7,676 difference between last year, which is amazing, because it tells me that there is progress. And where there is progress, there is hope. So I think I'm just going to keep shooting for the stars, watching my business grow. Definitely a big jump from 12,000 and something to 20,000 and something, just simply because I kept imagining that's what's in my account. That's what's in my account. My goal for 2024 is to, and I've actually already started doing this, I would like to buy less and actually kind of sell less, which sounds crazy, but what I'm aiming to do is to sell things for more profit. I am a one-woman show. I don't have employees. I don't have helpers. Everything is me trying to work it out. So to give myself a little break, I would like to be a lot more critical. Not terribly critical. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, there's a speck of lint on it. I'm not picking it up. But I would like to do more research when I'm in the thrift store, be a lot more patient. Try to only pick up like 2 or 3 items. What I want to do is I want to pick up less. I want to buy less. So spending less money, but the money that I am spending will hit harder, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to buying like a whole cart full of stuff, I would like to only walk out with like maybe 2 or 3 items, smaller hauls, but what's in those hauls, I want to feel good about. I want to be like confident. It should be like an automatic, yes, absolutely, I should have picked that up. If there's any cause for me to be kind of like, maybe, like I kind of want to steer away from that. I want to trust my gut instinct more, not just about what other people say, not so much relying on what other people say, even if they are my favorite reseller to watch on YouTube. I want to focus on what's selling for me, what's working for me. I want to discover new brands. I'm definitely focusing more on things that are less saturated. So when I check eBay, I'm very much so focusing on how many items are listed, how many are sold now. If it's a larger number, most likely I'll probably just leave it. But like with Tracksmith, there weren't that many that were listed, and the comps were really good, so that was an automatic yes. I've already noticed that I've started leaving behind things that maybe I would have picked up a while ago, and there's nothing wrong with those items, but it's just that I'm trying to shoot for something a little bit higher now. So definitely want to have smaller hauls, spend less money, make more profit, do less work. Those are all my goals in 2024, and I've already started to implement them. So thank you so much for watching this What Sold video, and I hope things are going well for everybody out there. I hope you guys have a great 2024, and I hope that you guys have amazing sales. Or if you're not a seller and you're thinking about starting, I hope that you start and you see how phenomenal this job is. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.